6:30 a.m. I think we can both agree that that was a very painful and uncomfortable night's rest. My neck and shoulders are killing me, and Macy's knees and neck definitely hurt. But we survived. We were safe. We didn't feel any wind.
Somehow it disappeared in this town.
There's no wind in this town. So, yep, we lived. And that's the good news. And we can just keep going from here on out. It's 8 a.m. We just went by Home Depot and got some longer zip ties and zip tied the roof rack bolts that we've been we've just been struggling with. You know, it probably doesn't do anything, but it's kind of nice to know there's a added layer of something on there in case one of those bolts somehow starts to wiggle loose. Now we're headed to Planet Fitness. For some reason there was an error trying to make an account online, so we're just going to show up to the one in Bakersfield or one of the ones in Bakersfield and try to get an account and get a shower, and we're hoping that that will rejuvenate us because we feel like zombies. We have arrived at Planet Fitness. Just got in a super quick workout and stretch, and we showered at Planet Fitness, and now we're out here at the truck. We have our quick dry towels laid out. We have our shoes drying on top of the tent, our shower shoes. And now we're gonna go into Dollar Tree, see if we can find some locks. Drive a couple more hours towards Sequoia, get our tires rotated and balanced, just kind of knock out a bunch of the city things before we make our way into Sequoia later today. So we found a big chunk of the farm and cattle area of California. We're outside of Visalia, I think it's called.
Yeah.
So more like central California. Macy's working on getting the anchor in her bag so we can sneak it into Panera and charge it up. We have so much ice in the cooler that we could literally only get to the turkey and cheese. So we're rocking some little roll-ups.
Roll-ups, yeah.
And then we're gonna go into our home and charge up everything and work. We're on our way to Sequoia National Park, and we can finally see some snow-capped, massive mountains.
We're about 6 minutes away from the Sequoia Visitor Center, and it is just the most beautiful view. We've got this river beside us. There's a little snow-capped mountain in the distance, and we're driving through a really quaint mountain town. It's been a really enjoyable drive out here. We're crossing Pumpkin Hollow Bridge into this little mountain town up here. All right, here we go. Sequoia and Kings Canyon National Parks. About to show our Parks Pass. Go.
Just hit up the Foothills Visitor Center, which is the most southern visitor center. What
like
in the turkey? Oh wow, it is. You see it?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Wild.
Okay. So we've encountered our first wildlife at Sequoia, but we went to Foothills Visitor Center, which is the southernmost visitor center here. That was slimy.
It was a lizard.
Good night, that was slimy. And this turkey gives no craps, so that's kind of cool. Hey, buddy.
What's that?
Oh my gosh.
Maybe we just keep
Wow. All right, good to see you, friend. Ah, sprinkler! 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 Oh! Oh! Oh my gosh. He doesn't want to respond. Anyway, we decided to go farther north into the park to probably see the biggest tree in the world today and look at a bunch of sequoias and kind of head to our national forest campsite that we have eyes on. There's a couple we're looking at, but we got word that the bears are fairly safe here, which is good to hear, and they're not as bold as Yosemite, so I think we're just going to send it with camping out there and hopefully they don't flip the car in the middle of the night because we'll be on top of it. Check out that river. Good night, that's beautiful. We just entered giant forest, and these trees, good golly, dude, they're huge. And we're on the way to see the General Sherman Tree, which is the biggest tree in the world.
Look at those guys.
So that's gonna be sick. Look at that. Wow. It's crazy when they're next to a normal tree just to see the absolute size difference. We're on Congress Trail now. This is one of the trails at Sequoia that has a ton of sequoias. And then we're gonna walk over to the Sherman Tree, which is the largest tree in the world. So that's crazy. These trees are so tall. Look at this thing. Oh my goodness. I can barely even bend my back enough to get the whole thing in the frame. We're still on Congress Trail, and there's a pretty little stream flowing through it. Here's a fallen over sequoia, and this is like Macy somewhat next to it. Like, these things are just absolutely massive. Check out all these sequoias. They're just incredible. So this grouping of trees is called the Senate. There's a lot of them right next to each other, and they do be off Congress Trail.
Hey, we could use this for our firewood tonight.
Facts. It's so big. And here we have the house. Another grouping of these big old trees. There's a cute little chipmunk just right off the trail. Hey, buddy. Check out this little tunnel right here. Whoa, that is tight. Check out how massive the sequoia trunk is. Apparently this sequoia specifically survived a fire. You can see some burn marks on it if you look close. It smells a little bad. I think somebody dropped a sequoia-sized log. This is the largest tree in the world.
Go down, but look up.
Check that out. Look how small those people look. That's a wrap for the hike today. First official hike in the books. And somehow Mila is the only car out in this part of the parking lot. So I guess we're the best. Last to leave. We're hitting the road. It is 6:30 p.m. We have about a 40-minute drive to some dispersed camping out in the forest. So hopefully it's not too late to get a campground. We got within 10 minutes of the campground, and there is a sinkhole that caused a road closure, and there's only one road through this entire place. So we're turning around to find a spot at a different campground that we had just passed. Hopefully there still are some. And apparently at 5 p.m. they said that the sinkhole would be fixed in 7 hours. So we're hopeful that by the morning it'll be fixed and we can continue out that way, but if not, we'll just have to backtrack and go from there. The deer's just chilling in camp. How wild is that? Down an open campground. We're not entirely sure if we're going to pay for it or not, but Ed was doing some maintenance around the grounds and said if it says open, you can just pull right in. So we're going to go with that. And assuming we don't get bothered, we will just leave really early. So here's what it looks like. There's a lot of people around, but here's kind of the general vibe. We have Mila. Over here we have a little bear bin, fire pit, picnic table, and just some nice, beautiful, fairly open scenery. We've seen a couple of big deer around. It was actually at a site that we just drove past. It was all by itself, just hanging, and it was an open site, so we thought about it, but it wasn't super level. This one's fairly level, so hopefully it'll be smooth sailing tonight. We won't get super crazy winds, I hope, and hopefully we can just get a good night's rest flat with some pillows and some good weather. Quick update, Ed came by asking for money, We did not have the total that was necessary, but we had like 23 bucks. So he let us slide, and we're official now. So that's good. We got a campground before everyone and their mom starts looking for one because of the road closure. So that's good.
Yeah, the timing was actually really good, because if we had been here any later, we probably would not have a place to sleep.
We'd be doing the same thing as last night, but
oh,
worse. Okay, so tonight we're making a little Tex-Mex type bowl. We got some rice, tomato, green pepper, white onion, 2 kinds of beans, corn, canned chicken, and green beans. Just a super simple recipe that we're gonna whip together real quick for a nice dinner. First order of business is this onion. Thinking we'll only need half of one. So put that to the side for now. This knife is like, I don't know, 35 bucks on Amazon. And it's awesome. It's like a cheap take on a Japanese knife. It's expensive for one knife. Better than buying a several $100 knife. Oh, we're starting to lose some onion in this. We're getting a cup of water together so we can make 1 cup of rice. It's a 1-to-1 ratio for the instant rice. Oh, wow, that's like nothing. Put the water boiling up. We're gonna get this pan going. It's a little nasty from yesterday's hot dogs, but we're not gonna worry about it. It'll be nice for cooking on. We're adding in the onion. Oops, was not smooth. Onions are going, water's boiling. Time to add the rice. Now we're adding in the pepper. Oh. First, we're gonna add the chili beans. Now we're gonna add the black beans. This is gonna be a full pan, man.
here's our little setup where we're cooking. And we've got some little friends with us hanging out. One right here and one right here. They just don't care at all.
We got all this going here, and the rice is done, so we're gonna add some green beans to that. We're gonna add the corn to that. And last but not least, we're gonna add the chicken to that. And in a little bit, we'll combine these. Here's what we're working with. Nice little mix of stuff. This looks pretty jank, but there's some fat wood in there, and hopefully that'll catch up real nice so we can have a fire with dinner. There's still a good amount left, but here's what we got. 2 huge plates full. We are really hungry.
So hungry. Hope
so
we
it's
can
gonna be
eat
great. Campfire's going, dinner's hitting. This is life. This is the life. Let me know when you're there.
I'm there.
Here we go. Let's see if it all works still. Ooh.
Does it seem a little sluggish?
Seems a little sluggish. Oh, but it's up. Yeah. If you didn't watch yesterday's video, you should, because we got smoked by wind, and that's why the tent is probably a little bit slow to come up tonight. This is what she looks like. We'll throw the ladder on the other side. We'll put our pillows up there, and then we'll be good to go. And then since there's still a little bit of light, this is kind of what our crib looks like. So, pretty spacious. Plus an extra blanket tonight. It's gonna be a little bit chilly. Now it's time for dessert. It's so peaceful out here. You hear the birds chirping. Also, we're being surrounded. There's deer over there. There's deer back over here. These might be hard to see. They're just behind that tree line. There's a few of them. So many of these guys. And they're so close too. It's awesome. It is 8:48 p.m. We are really tired after basically no sleep last night and a long day today. So we're gonna call it a night, and we will see you guys bright and early.